Welcome back again to Bodybuilding for Brass Players. I am Embouchure G. Scott Jones, and still here at 3rd and Marshall STEM High School, where I teach band every day in Dayton Public Schools. And move the camera a little bit further back so it's not cutting my head off on the top here. So last video I was giving you an exercise that I do, which is for building range by constantly adding tension here, ascending up triads, and then ascending triads starting on a B flat or the concert B flat, and then going down the same pattern, descending chromatically. So it's going up triads in a descending chromatic pattern. What I want to do in this video is get back into the Powerhouse embouchure. Now, first off, I hope that nobody thinks anything that I'm trying to steal the word Powerhouse from Powerhouse Gym. I mean, no disrespect there at all. But just that word powerhouse or powerful, we want to build a powerful embouchure, okay? And ways that we do that. Some of the most important exercises we can do to build this embouchure. Now, the first thing I talked about in the previous video was taking the mouthpiece. Actually, the very first video about embouchure, I said, put it about halfway on both lips. Now, in all honesty, there's no such thing as a perfect embouchure. You might put the mouthpiece a little bit higher than the next person, a little bit lower than the next person. You might have 2/3 the top lip, 1/3 the bottom lip. I have one student who's the exact opposite, who's 2/3 bottom lip, 1/3 top lip. It looks backwards, but it works for him. He has no problem. He has good range, good embouchure, good tone quality. I'm not going to change anything or ask him to change anything. The point is, you need to find on your mouth where you can do what you need to with the mouthpiece. What I mean by that, find on your mouth where you can control the pitch, where you can do this. In order to do that, if you play French horn or trumpet, you might have to have that mouthpiece slightly to the side or the other side. And so in order to find a point where you can control the pitch and raise the pitch. If you have lips, a lot of people have that point in the lips where it kind of comes down here. It kind of has this, I don't want to say divot, but has this kind of pointy shape to it in the middle there. You might need to be slightly to the side in order to have that muscular control on one side or the other. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Just figure out where it is that you have control over the pitch, and then keep the mouthpiece there. So the first thing I want to talk about, or the first thing I want to just re-emphasize, is mouthpiece placement. Place the mouthpiece where you can to be successful. Now, bigger mouthpieces such as a trombone or bass trombone or a tuba mouthpiece, you may be able to put it more in the middle because you need more lip action. Smaller mouthpieces, you need to find that spot where it's just bam, there it is. You look at the art of French horn playing, the art of brass playing, various books or various other people, you can find pictures of people's embouchures and how everybody's different. Anyway, the other exercise I gave was taking the mouthpiece and going from corner to corner. Still kind of an obscure exercise for a lot of people, but what we're going for in doing that is not, once again, to find a perfect embouchure, but just to develop muscular control. It's not a beautiful sound that you're going for here. It's just being able to build and develop these muscles. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about in this video, though, is buzzing with the mouthpiece and buzzing without it, what we call free buzzing. There are a few different schools of thought, at least, about free buzzing. Some people think it's a very bad idea because, in truth, you don't buzz on the mouthpiece the same way you do without it. So I'm going to give you an example now. Classic. Etc., etc. Another example. Okay, when I pick the mouthpiece up, it's a different thing. I don't have to do as much tightening here and as much of that in order to get a good tone, because the mouthpiece is going to have pressure coming back at you because you can't get all that air through. It's just what we call back pressure. So to do the same thing on the mouthpiece, you say, da, da, going sharp, I'm going all over the place. We're doing all that because the better we sound without the instrument, the better we're going to sound with it. If you could sing in tune, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, and you could buzz that, then you're matching. You should be matching your sound coming out of here, should be matching what you did with just singing the pitches. Okay? And then, find out what key I'm in. Get in D. Okay. Now I do apologize for the audio quality in this video and the preceding video. I should have said that also. I'm not at home with my normal condenser mic setup. I'm just using my phone today, so it's not the same quality, and I apologize for that, especially if there's any rattling in the video. So my point is, though, you know, now my tone is pretty good. So what you're doing is you're basically setting everything up. You're setting up your muscles here to be ready to be precise by doing this free buzzing. I do free buzzing as an improvisation. Now, this is where I'm coming from musically. I grew up in the church, in apostolic churches and Pentecostal churches. And in Pentecostal churches, people are up shouting and singing and clapping and loud stuff. There's a lot of singing going on, though. And sometimes someone will get on the microphone and they'll give their testimony, right? This is not to try to get anybody into like converting religions or anything. But people get on the microphone and testify. And sometimes those testimonies turn into a song. And they get up there, humming and this, that, and the other, and then they start making up a song, or there's a song people know and they join in or whatever. So I take that to the instrument. I take that to the mouthpiece. I take that to the free buzz. A lot of vibrato in there. I'm not expecting you to just all of a sudden come up with those ideas that sound like that. Those are ideas that are deeply rooted in the spiritual traditions and the musical traditions I grew up with. So that's the music I hear in here when I'm just thinking of stuff. It's based a lot on Negro spirituals, gospel. It's based on dominant sevenths. It's based on kind of bluesy tones, all this stuff, bent pitches. So I'm doing a lot there. Now, but here's the thing. When I'm doing all that, by bending pitches and glissando, I'm doing glissandi or glissandoing, but glissing from one note to the next, what am I doing? I'm focusing on the small details here. Once again, the nuances, the small motions, okay? Doing this, free buzzing is a difficult thing. This is a years-long process to be able to do this. So where do you start? Just start with finding a pitch. And then go from there to another pitch. Try to go up, down, and up. Okay? Those who study Remington warm-up studies know this comes right out of that with the okay, it comes right out of some of that. But what you're doing is you're gradually figuring out how to control this vibration here. And that's the key word. That's the key word for this whole series, vibration. Controlling your vibrations. So what I'm doing is I'm just gradually controlling that. Now, you can also focus on things like simple melodies. That's going to be a lot of work. It's going to be hard. It's going to be challenging. Don't be afraid of the challenge. Don't give up just because it's difficult and it sounds bad. Don't try to impress your friends. Oh, I just started free buzzing. Check this out. Unless you're ready to completely fail in front of them. Okay? but you free buzz. Do it for 2 or 3 minutes. You don't do it for a long time because you don't want to get to the point where you're just doing that inside the mouthpiece. Free buzzing and mouthpiece buzzing are totally different things. But you do it so you develop awareness, muscular awareness, control, and also you're going to be developing these muscles to give you stability. The thing about it is, and I'm especially talking to my marching band people right here, I don't care what tradition you come from or you're in, you need to have that strong, loud articulation. Guess what? You need the support here with these embouchure muscles here are going to support you playing that note and keeping that strong note. Pardon me, my voice is completely shot today. And I'm not going to blast because it'll just distort those audio quality. The point is, you free buzz 2 or 3 minutes, later on maybe 2 or 3 minutes, later on, and you gradually develop that muscular control. Then you take it to the mouthpiece. Okay, I'm not going to do that whole melody thing. But just do some simple things. Do the Mary Little Lamb, do a scale. And you'll find, going up the range of the instrument, that there are breaks in the mouthpiece. And there are points where you have to make serious embouchure adjustments to get up those high notes. Make those adjustments for now. As long as you're not adding pressure, you're not pushing up against the mouth or doing something that causes you pain. Make those changes, make those changes for now. Later on, you won't need to make those changes so much. You'll gradually figure out how to get get from one setup to the next setup without giant changes. But make them for now. So you do all that stuff on the mouthpiece. And then take the same thing to the instrument. So now I'm an E. So the point I'm trying to say here, to wrap all this up, is do the free buzzing. Start somewhere. I don't care if you just pick one note and do a long tone on it. And as you're doing that, focus on the inside of the lips vibrating. If you're off to the side a little bit, because that's why your embouchure is, gradually work from one side to the other. Gradually do that, but you're just building muscular awareness. Now, let's take it into the gym. When you're working out your muscles, the correlation here is that rather than worrying about 15 reps, 3 sets, 2 reps, 3 sets, and I'm done. No. Stimulate growth. Sometimes you can stimulate growth in 10 reps. Sometimes you need to keep going to 30. And also building awareness. The easiest muscle to give is the biceps. This is right here to show you. But when I'm working a muscle out, it's about, okay, I'm working it, I'm changing angles of it. So if I'm doing biceps, I go in, I actually start here, then I go to the outside out here, then I go into inside here, and I'm gradually going to stimulate all over the muscle so that by the time I'm done, I can feel the blood pumping, I can feel my awareness is all over the muscle, or the muscles of the bicep really. And even in different places in the body to make sure I'm doing things with proper form. That's what we're doing here. We're not worried about do it for 2 minutes and put it down, do it for a minute, put it down. We're worried about, do I feel like I'm stimulating growth? Am I feeling the lactic acid? Am I aware of my muscles? Okay, is my mind there? That's what we're going for. After you've done that, move on to the next thing, put it away. And then get on to your real exercises that you're doing, your scales, your arpeggios, your repertoire, whatever, your long tones. So, that being said, that's an exercise, the free buzzing. I do it a lot. If you have a new student, or if you are a brand new student and this is your first year of band, you're picking up a trumpet, you're getting this fuzzy, weird tone, you don't know why, take the mouthpiece and the instrument away. Start doing that every day. Even if you can barely do it, keep doing it until you get a more consistent buzz. You don't want to, you want a consistent buzz. Buzzing on the pink of the lips, the inner part of the lips, not rolling in, none of this, none of that, none of this. No, that's not a buzz, that's a raspberry. None of that. Just going for a consistent vibration, feeling the vibration. So, that being said, please leave me a comment, ask me a question, concern, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Until next time, thank you for checking out Bodybuilding for Brass Players. Peace.